all I'm gonna ask you first is you take your time, you listen. Caro has a story to tell, Akwapa, and we're gonna be patient and we're gonna listen to your story. Go ahead, mommy.
So, as I told you previously, okay, today we are on fast. So, yesterday, 31st of March, marks 5 years since I lost the only sibling I had, the only brother I had. So, let me start way back. Uh, Growing up, we were just two, me and my brother. We were raised by our grandma and our uncles from our mom's side. Unfortunately, we never got chance to meet our dad's side. So our growing up was so, I can say it's full of good memories. Like we were there for each other because hatujachana sana, tumechana 2 years, so tulikuwa ni kama we are age mates. So my brother got my back, I got his back. It was amazing moments, me and my brother growing up. Then later on, my uncle took me to Nairobi when I was in class 7. That's when we separated with my brother. Then tungetembeleana December hivi, I go home, my brother maybe anakuja huku until my brother did his form 4 and he came to Nairobi now. And again, we came back close together. Then akapata kazi. Kuna kazi alipata ya kwanza, akamaliza, akapata ingine. Now he was working with a big company here that deals with the liquors. There's this big brand that my brother was marketing. So when he marketed this brand here in Nairobi, and these people saw, wow, this guy, he's so committed with his work. So let's transfer him to Nakuru. So my brother was he was taken to Nakuru, so he could operate Kisii, Kisumu, Eldoret, Nakuru. So my brother, he was such an amazing young man. My brother
What was his name?
made
What is the
sure,
brother's name?
my brother was called Evans.
Evans. Okay.
Yeah. So my brother employed so many young people. He never cared about the tribe. So he worked in Nakuru for like a year or a year and a half. When he was still here in Nairobi, he managed to get a lady, girlfriend, and when he moved in Nakuru, the lady akamfuata wakakaa huko. So with time, they were blessed with a baby.
Wow.
Now this was in January 2019. My brother could tell me everything. Go through anything ama nini. Nelson, a day haingepita kama sijaongea na brother yangu. A day haingepita kama hajasema, hey, sis, like in Luo, he'll call me Nyamin. He used to call me Nyamin, and me, I'll call him my brother. I'll call him bro. So he'd be like, this and this is happening. So he told me, oh, the ladies like this, because me I have experience giving birth, I will advise him what to do and all that. So when this lady gave birth, my brother called me. The first thing he told me, organize how you and our other cousins and uncle can come to Nakuru mukunywe chai ya mtoto. And I said, wow. So I planned. So in February 10th, it was on Sunday, we went to Nakuru. We cooked, we laughed, we did everything. Little did I know this was the last meal I will share with my brother. So we stayed there until evening. We came back to Nairobi. We continued talking, communicating, and all that. So on 27th of March, after work, I came home. It was around 8 in the evening. I called him. The phone was never received. And I was like, this is unlike of my brother. So I said, anyway, maybe he's still working. He'll call me back. That night passed. So the following day in the morning, I took my son to school. So when I came back, because by the time I was taking my son to school, I would already prepared heading to work. So immediately I came back, I took my handbag. I was at the door, closing the door, heading to work. My younger uncle called me, the last one from my mom's side called. And he was like, hi, Carol. I told him, hi, uncle, how are you? And the first thing my uncle told me was, can you go to Nakuru? I felt something strange in my body.
So
The first thing I asked my
do
uncle
you,
was, yeah,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yes, Nelson.
Yeah, go ahead,
The first
listen.
thing I asked my uncle was, what's wrong with my brother? Before even my uncle could tell me anything, because I felt something. My uncle told me, there's nothing serious. I've been just called by your brother's friend that he was involved in a little accident. I didn't question him.
Yeah.
Immediately nilipanda mat, I headed to town. Nelson, nilikuwa na boss mzuri sana. When I was in town, I told my uncle, when I was in town is when I remembered sina hata do. I called my uncle, I told him, I'm already in town, na nimejiangalia kumbe hata I don't have fare in my bag. My uncle kanambia, no worries, let me send you. And also, can you wait for your elder uncle? So the eldest uncle that I have, so that you people can go together. I told my
Go travel
uncle,
together.
I'll be late waiting for my uncle there. So my uncle called and he told me, wait after two gari, book gari. I'm on my way also so that we go together. I waited. My uncle came and we went to Nakuru. By the time I was arriving in Nakuru, it was around 1. Almost inafika saa 8. Unajua hosi ikifika saa 8 mnaambiwa mtoke nje.
So which hospital did you have to go to? Is it Nakuru Hospital?
Nakuru level 5.
Okay.
So when we arrived there, I found the lady, now my brother's, let me say, wife or girlfriend, waiting for us because alikuwa na mtoto wa miezi 2 by then, because the baby alizaliwa in January, so hakuwa anakuwa allowed kuingia kwa ward, but the friends and one of my cousin who was staying with them walikuwa ndani. So then she directed us. Nelson, me upon reaching the ward, I couldn't look at my brother twice. My brother hangeza nijua. My brother hangeza niona. My brother alikuwa like, alikuwa nasema fungweni stima because alikuwa na internal bleeding, aligonga kichwa. Okay, let me take you way back. My brother I don't want to name the name of the company or the liquor, but my brother had a driver who was a lady. He was being driven with a lady, doing the supplies and all that. So on that day, my brother got accident on 27th of March. After they have done doing the
Who was
delivery
driving?
and all that,
Who was driving?
the lady
Okay.
amekuwa akidrive na the lady all through from the company. So this faithful day, one guy came when they were about to come back to Nakuru and ask my brother, can I drive you today? Because you always do amazing work. Hata sisi unatuuzianga lika zetu. Can I drive you today back to Nakuru? My brother akasema, no, may I have my driver? So why do you want to drive me? The guy insisted. Mind you, me, Nelson, this was the first time this guy was driving my brother. So this lady also tried to refuse my brother to board this bus, this car. But now my brother, because the guy was insisting, my brother told the lady, you do this, you drive this van back to Nakuru, let me, this guy drive me because he's insisting, and
Yeah.
also me wafanya marketing, so just let me go with
Let me
him.
just drive in. Yeah.
Yeah, so the lady akadrive peke yake. Mind you, on this 27th was the last day my brother alikuwa na contract. My brother mpaka alikuwa amenipiga simu akaniambia, sis, in April napewa leave ya April yote, then nikirudi May naandikwa permanent na napewa cheo. Na akaniambia, in this April I want to take my son and the mother to meet our grandma, who is our mom, back home, because the lady never met our grandma.
The family.
Yes, I told my brother, wow, that's so amazing, and I pray to God that azidi kukubless. So on this 27th was the last day my brother was to maliza contract yake ya mazema contract yake apewe leave, because ilikuwa anze leave yake 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah, that much.
Yeah.
So mimi kufika nilipata my brother, accident happened at 8 p.m. 27th, because as we got the call on 28th in the morning, so 27th is when the accident happened.
Yeah.
This guy alihit trailer imepakiwa kando ya kando ya barabara, sorry. Seti waligongana na gari kwa barabara. This guy alihit trailer ilikuwa imepakiwa kando ya gari. And this guy, Nelson, accident happens. And when accident happens, nawe maybe hujaumia, so unafaa kutafuta usaidizi, make sure mtu mwingine ameseviwa.
Absolutely.
This guy made sure yeye hakuumia, because alihit co-driver, which was my brother. Then mtu alishuka and went, left my brother there to die. The traffic police, this was at Salga. This guy caused accident at Salga. I've never had courage for the last 5 years to talk about my brother's story.
So listen, so the guy hit the car, hit the trailer, didn't do anything.
Yes.
To help your brother. And he just walks out and
goes. And goes. So when the traffic police came, I was told they found my brother it was around 12 midnight, but the accident happened around 8 at night. So they managed to get his card, his job card, and they called the company.
So the help came after 4 hours?
Yes.
God.
From the traffic officers. And you know when the police take you to hospital, they can't do anything. They say maybe when you're mwizi or something, they can't do anything. My brother was never given even a painkiller when he was taken in that hospital for all those hours. Until I arrived at 2 daytime the following day.
The next day?
Yes. The people around, and you know how public hospital is so congested. One bed, they were sharing like 3 people. Mind you, my brother, hiyo damu ishamuingia kwa nini hata hajui mali yako. He's trying to fight to leave the hospital. He was like telling them, let me go, mniache niende. Akisheni stima, why is it so dark? When I arrived, one of the guys who are sharing the bed with my brother told me, sis, do something about your brother. He's in so much pain. And the doctors haven't done anything. I called one of the nurses. I asked them, even if he was a thief, why couldn't you people just treat him and detain him until his family maybe comes out? Or maybe akipona, mumpeleke polisi, afungwe. Is when they started running around. Wanakuja na painkillers injection. I've never stayed in Nakuru. Nile napita nikienda tu Shago. So I asked them to give me discharge. And I asked the friends, tell us good hospital around Nakuru. I want to take my brother there. Mind you, they did nothing but we paid. We paid for them to release my brother. So one of the friends told us that Annex Hospital. You pass Annex Hospital before heading to Level 5 Hospital, right?
I'm not familiar with Nakuru.
So
anybody from Nakuru watching here? Or anybody like knows
yeah,
where she is from?
it's on the same. It's on the same way. So we managed to clear the bill and all that. It was around 5 or 4. Then we were told before he will be admitted at our next hospital, we have to go and do x-ray ya kichwa. So since gari ilikuwa ni moja ya friend, my elder uncle and the friends had to go with him. I don't know, they did scan in a certain hospital as we were waiting huku karibu na now the annexed hospital. So my brother was admitted at annexed hospital around 7 in the evening. And we asked if we can get personal doctor, which we managed to get personal doctor. That was still on 28th of March. So my uncle asked me, can we go back to Nairobi? I told my uncle, I'm going nowhere. Mind you, I left my house. I didn't tell anybody where I was going. If we can get personal doctor, which we managed to get personal doctor. That was still on 28th of March. So my uncle asked me, can we go back to Nairobi? I told my uncle, I'm going nowhere. Mind you, I left my house. I didn't tell anybody where I was going. I didn't even inform my neighbors. I didn't even call the school to tell them that I'm not around. It's good to live with people well. So when my son came back from school, one of my neighbors took him in because waliona siko sirudi kutoka kazi because tunatoka kazi 5. Then they called, I told them I'm not around. My brother is unwell. Then later on, I called a friend now to come and pick my son. So on that day, that 28th night, Nelson, I didn't sleep. My brother akwailala. My brother couldn't recognize me, but he could recognize his son's name. My brother loved his son, hata kama he was 2 months. My brother alikuwa na fight mpaka anafungwa because hajijui damu ishaingia. But we were lied to. We were told it's just a minor clot. My brother will recover. So I spent the night with him. I was talking to him, telling him our memories, just the way tumekuwa tukiishi, just the two of us, the connection we had. So the following day, we spent the whole day. The friends came. My brother had friends. He had friends. He was a man of people. Friends came. So that 29th evening, I asked my cousin to come now, to travel from Nairobi, to come to Nairobi, to Nakuru, to look after him, since I left nobody with my son. Then he came. Nelson, I left the hospital around 9 at night. I headed to Nakuru town. I took a matatu. I didn't go far. Gari lienda like 10 minutes. Something told me no. No, you're not going back to Nairobi. Go back to Nakuru. Go back to the hospital. Nikaambia
You're
Dede
insane.
nisukishe. Dede was like, kwa nini unashuka? Kwa nini unashuka? I told him no, I need to go back. Nilishuka, I took motorbike. The moment Soja aliniona, Soja aliniambia, thank God you are back. You know me, I connect with people so fast. But hiyo time nilikuwa tu I had already connected with people. Hata hao mama wa kuosha, I had already connected with them. In fact, kuna mama mmoja, she's a Lejo Maria lady, mama. She will come and pray with us at night akikuja kuosha. Angekuwa nakuja msichana and tunaomba and all that. So when I went, now this was on 29th night. I went, my brother nikampata alikuwa ameanza kuconverse. My brother was conversing. My cousin was so helpless, hajui kitu ya kufanya. Nelson, when I reached, I asked the nurses what's happening. They told me they don't know. My brother, if my brother could just cough the blood, I will be full of blood. I asked them, what can you do? Nelson, I called the doctor.
Sorry, mom. Mom.
I can't even count how many times I called this doctor. He never picked my call. The sisters also tried to call the doctor.
Can't pick up the phone.
Some people are heartless. He never picked the calls. I told the sisters, I need a transfer. Give me my brother. I need to take my brother to Nairobi. I need to take him to Nairobi because I didn't know hospitals like Nairobi Women, Nairobi hospitals exist in Nakuru because I've never left there. I called one of his friends. I told him, come right now. The guy came in the middle of the night. The sister, now the nurses, called anasimamia at that hospital. This guy akamjibu, I cannot release a patient without authority wa daktari yako kwa mikono yake. I asked the sister, the doctor is not picking. This is somebody's life. We need to save his life. To no avail. One of the nurses took me to their changing room now.
Yeah.
Closed the door. Held my hand. Started praying. We prayed. We prayed. Around 2 at night, one of the sisters came and injected my brother. That's how my brother hakuconverse tena. I could feel his heartbeat. Then akaingiza pipe kwa mapua zake, trying to drain that blood. Do you know, my brother's face had already started turning, how do I say, unaonanga damu ikiclot. That's how my brother's face ilikuwa inakaa. But you know, me, I have never experienced such a thing. I don't know nothing about it. So they were like, he gonna be okay. Sorry, guys.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay, sis. By the way, VoTV family and everyone who's watching, just feel free to share a message of love. Those who are showing love, thank you. It's a tough story. She's telling this story after 5 years. You know, now she has the courage to talk about it 5 years, and this is just so painful. So let's just keep on listening, and the story of Evans, Carolyne's brother, who died 5 years ago. Let's go.
So around 3 in the morning, I called my uncle, the last born. I told him, Uncle, I want to hear like right now. If you have means to come, please, I need you here like right now. My uncle told me, I'm coming. But right now I can't go to town to get a mat. But very early in the morning, I'll be there. By 5, my uncle was in the hospital. That was the first time he was seeing my brother. Because remember, I went with the eldest uncle.
Yeah.
Now I called the youngest to come.
One, yeah.
Yeah. He also tried to convince the nurses. He also tried to call the doctor. To no vein. So, do you know, doctor came around 11 and he said he was in a meeting the whole night. You are a doctor, you expect a call anytime. So, do you know what he told me? He told me, huyu atakuwa tu sawa, amelala, ataamka. Ni nguvu tu ameishiwa. You people take him to ICU. Those people who know a next hospital, there's a certain hospital just ni fence imegawanisha. It's a Hindi hospital. I went there to ask for ICU for them to admit my brother. They needed 200,000 immediately. We pleaded with my uncle. We told them, for now we have 50. Please admit him. Then we work on the rest with time, because it was like 100 per day. They refused to admit my brother because, yeah, something like that, benches. They refused. People are wicked out here. Now, a certain doctor just advised us, like, the best thing is you people to take him back again to level 5 hospital for ICU. I tried to refuse, but what could I do? So they organized ambulance for us. Again, before they admit him to ICU, you have to do another scan. Mind you, my brother is helpless, just lying there. Again, they did another scanning. We sent the papers. Now his friends, now this was on 30th daytime. His friends from Kisumu, Eldoret, Kisii, who heard that he was involved into an accident came. Do you know Nelson, this guy who caused accident? I don't know the guy until today. Even the guy to appear and say that accident happened, I was with him, he never showed up. He never. So people came, started seeing my brother,
Jesus.
and I told one of the friends and my uncle, since I started being with my brother, I've never eaten anything. So can we go in town since people are around here and try and get something? One of the friends said okay. So we went, me, my uncle, and some of the friends, to at least eat something. It was Swahili dishes in Nakuru. So tumefika hivi, tumeorder, we wanna start eating. Anka anapigiwa simu. Anka kupigiwa simu, akaambiwa you guys rudini, kujeni saizi. We were lied to. My brother was being taken to theater. We came. This was around 6 in the evening. We signed papers. And now we were told nobody is allowed to see him until the following day around 6. So you guys go home. He's in safe hands. That was the time my brother was taken out of machine. But we didn't know. We went home, leaving my brother there, helpless, maybe dead,
Jesus.
but we were never told. So the following day, 31st March, it was on Sunday, just like yesterday. Again, I asked my cousin, you do this, you go. It was 6. You go check on my brother. Let me rush to Nairobi. Mtoto wangu hajafuliwa uniform maybe. Let me rush to Nairobi. See my son. I'll come later in the evening. Again, I went to town, nikachukua gari. Hata sikufika like 30 minutes away. I saw my cousin's phone call. Nelson, my body shivered. Singeweza receive simu. I was shaking. Nimekaa pale mbele kwa dere. I was shaking. But sija receive hata simu. I received the phone call. My cousin was a guy. He was so strong enough. He just asked me, hey sis, how far are you? I told him I'm not far. Akaniambia, please come back. And so I started crying. I was telling driver, nisukishe. The driver was no. Nisukishe, it was a highway. I remember. Then people started telling the driver, sukisha huyu msichana, naona vile analia, msukishe arudi, msukishe. I can't tell you how I crossed that barabara. How I managed to get a boda, I don't know. Kufika. Because my cousin had lied to me that my brother want to talk to me, want to see me. Kufika, nikakutana na cousin yangu. Kumbe my uncle had already amefika. And that day, the mother to now, the lady who was with my brother, she also had traveled that 30th to come and see my brother for the first time. They have never met. They always just talk on phone. Which unfortunately she didn't manage to see her because she arrived at night. Kama tushaambiwa kuna mtu wa kuingia. So nikapata hao pia wamefika. So Mi kufika, I met my cousin, and my cousin looked at me, and the hardest part, he told me, take heart. I will never forget Nelson. I told him, no. Why are you telling me to take heart? Me were told my brother was going for surgery.
That's right.
I rushed inside ICU, Nelson. My brother was covered in a white sheet mpaka kwa kichwa. Nilifunua brother yangu. He couldn't talk to me. He couldn't look at me. He couldn't breathe again. Do you know how hurting that is? Nelson, some people do things without knowing these people have family. He was the only sibling I had. As we never saw our mom, we never met our father, but my brother was the only person who believed in me.
Mom, what happened, Carol? What happened to your mom and your dad?
I never had a chance to know about it. What I know, my mama died. I always see her grave. My dad, I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
But someday I'll ask questions, but I don't know.
Jesus.
Nelson, I've never been in a morgue. I've never been in a mortuary. I will go to mortuary daily. Nakuru level 5. That's where we kept our brother. Daily. I will go daily to talk to my brother. Just to tell him to wake up, to come back to me. And his son,
Jesus.
Mimi hata sahii siogopi mochari. Siogopi. Nilikuwa naenda kila siku. Nilikuwa naweza danganya watu kwa nyumba. That I'm going to town, Nakuru town. But no,
Lakini unaishia. You go check your brother
I will
in the
divert
morgue.
to. Yes. I had the best boss. He told me, take your time. I took 1 month off.
Jesus.
Nelson, people do say, uta heal.